first stop on the World Longboard Tour. She's up against a raging hot M.Schremmer, a regular footer representing USA, living in Noosa. A great heat stacked ahead of us. Josh Constable in the booth with myself, the Waxhead. How's the morning been, Josh? We did allude to it. The heat has been restarted. 30 minutes, and here goes Schremmer. First wave of the battle. Gets the hang five. Nice poise. Beautiful tail turn there, and she gets back into the pocket. Working her way round the whitewater, stable. Carving it back, looking for an inside connection here. She walks up the board, looking for another nose ride, adding a few more points. If you want to get a little more critical in here to show the judges some risk, and she'll ride out with control.
Yeah, I really like that inside, just dropping, climbing. There's boyfriend, Kim Bexon. Nice cross step up to the nose. Didn't get the opportunity to hang on the nose, but this turned really nice, but just bringing it back a little bit and getting a little stuck here. Judges aren't going to love that, but then this work she does through the midsection is really nice. And you can see her back foot when she's doing these turns, gets it on the inside rail, and then drives and moves it onto the outside, like the footwork of her back foot, side to side on the stringer. Really cool. That's
something that Mason used to have when she was on the more performance style craft, where she would load and set the fins. In this case, there's a bit of edge in a single fin, and it's just showing shades of that upbringing in Hawaii, being a surfer and riding those old Mitsu shapes, which were the 2+1s and the boards with a bit of edge. Good science from Mason. Yeah, that's a great opening wave for her. Not super committed on that long nose ride. Judges going just mid-range, 4.67. But again, for Mason, it's a great confidence booster. Wow, just showing the intensity there on the slow-mo replay. And here, just steps on the edge, bang. You can see that foot moving, and then again dropping on the inside rail now. Had 5 to 10 minutes on the beach and then a 5-minute paddle out. They've been out in the cold for half an hour. Here she goes, first wave of the heat for Avalon. Critical hang five. Good footwork. Wow. Sets a mid-face turn. Throws her body into it, and perhaps a little stiff, as you alluded to, Josh. The muscles starting to get a little tight. I feel like she probably wanted to finish this one and just really put a good score on the board, but great nose ride there. She'll still get some decent credit for this as well. Yeah, ripping in, nice driving off the bottom turn. Yeah, just a bit, probably, like you said, larger wave. Looking really nice, paddling really hard. She's committed. She's activated. And into it is Avalon. Nice long nose ride there on her Michael Takayama. Steps back onto this, moves her back foot around and transitions nicely under pressure. Great poise. If she can finish this, it'll be the best score of the heat, you'd imagine. Coming around, this is where it gets really steep. Let's see if you've got to make the maneuver, but look at this nose ride, this opening nose ride, so solid, deep, committed in the pocket. No stranger to bigger waves. She did win a Vans duct tape in solid Brazil one year, so she likes these bigger conditions. Great nose ride again. This is going to be a huge score. Coming around it, you can see the boils from all those rocks in the reef. Courtesy of Avalon's bigger wave. Looking to put a bit more risk on this. That wave's not going to be it from Mason. We'll have to break down the replay. But still, a lot of work done. And Mace. On the answer back, Mason. There's a committed hang five there. Nice rail carve as she moves it back to the pocket. But this wave just dissipated and filled up with all the energy that Avalon's wave was causing. You'd see the whitewash disturbance. She kicks out of that. I still feel like that score of a 617 is a little tougher score, but wow. There's the hang 10. We just talked about it. On her heels here. Gets a little rail carve in. And back to the pocket, back underneath that lip. So the judges like that, drawing that line and coming all the way back to the engine room. Only needing to improve in a 4. She should stay interested here, because that was the only hang 10 of the battle so far. And very interesting, she kind of lost a bit of concentration on that wave, but with this, gets up to the hang 10, high on the wave, smaller size, still head high, a little committed carve there, so should easily surpass the 4, you will imagine, with a good completion. And as she works this way through the inside, Avalon maybe inspiring a Chloe Calmon coming up next, and a Khalees Kaliopaa as well, the goofy footers. The judges here they've got themselves in a really tight spot, because
We've got the 4 for the first wave that was just a big committed nose ride that the wave closed down. Then the 617 that was like a long 2 really good nose rides and surfed it all the way to the beach but didn't finish. And there it is, just upping the score, Matt, at 4.3.
Live, this is Avalon up and riding as she's up on the nose, doing exactly what she did in the last wave, a more powerful, defined carve. Stays on the tail here.
Has to finish this one, Matt, because so far that's the biggest, cleanest, most beautiful carve. Oh, unfortunately, just filling up a little bit there.
Let's break down this one from Avalon.
Yeah, great takeoff there, setting it up, great nose ride. Quick little 10, but this turn right back to the bottom and then driving out of it with a nice bottom turn. Another turn there. Unfortunately, just not reading this midsection and getting that run through to the shore. It isn't a contest about length of ride. We don't judge how far you ride the wave, but when you ride the wave for a long time, you get more opportunities to do scores. But big carve, here we go, live action Mason.
Up and riding, crucial wave, good wave selection for Mason. She's got to get back to the pocket here and look for that steep section. Stalling, engages the rail. Nice S-turning here, looking for an inside link up. Steps forward for momentum on its toes here, just trying to generate enough speed to get through. She cannot. So that one, I was about to say, she's actually put together a really good heat.
On the takeoff, it was really nice, committed, fast, not quite holding on as long as we've seen from Avalon, and just not quite coming all the way back to the whitewash, so cutting these turns a little bit shorter than what we're seeing from Avalon. So that's where the judges are she's just not quite matching the scores of Avalon. It's beautiful surfing, great flow. This angle is really cool, Matt.
Could she be deeper on the takeoff and maybe backdoor the section a little more, Josh?
Yeah, just coming from behind it, which would make the nose ride a little more committed. She could probably stay on the nose a little longer because the wave and the force will be pushing down on the tail of the surfboard.
I've come to expect from the Californian, and up and riding is Mason. A bit deeper on this one, driving through the bowl. And this one, sections ahead of her.
Yeah, just unfortunately that wave not giving her the opportunity, but 0.3, and she's just making that score for Mason, just that little tougher reach wave that Avalon's doing. She's surfing a great heat.
Oh, wow. And yeah, she did go a little deeper in that 30-minute heat. But here goes Mason, 30 seconds remaining. Fading into this, it's a smaller wave. She'll have to really capitalize on the nose ride here. Gets the hang 5, and she kicks out of that. Doesn't see any potential, leaving Avalon out the back with priority. The story of this event so far is how Avalon Gall's backing up her Huntington Beach win with this newfound competitive prowess.